Hello one, hello all. It is the gothiest ghost of them all, Caspa in the flesh, and it is list week, and we are starting it off with honorable mentions. And my list it's huge. So I thought I was gonna whittle it down to 50. But yeah, I enjoyed so many albums this year. So I think we're going to go with 55. 55. But I'd like to touch on albums that I did enjoy, but not going to make the best list. There are great albums in this selection here as we go on, but let's just get into it. Because even though these albums did not make the best albums of the year list, they're still great or good. We'll start off with the good ones, such as Rosalia Moto Mami. Certainly like a beloved album. It is a good album. There's certainly bangers on it. She is going for more of an electronic direction here, but it does run a little too inconsistent for my taste, and some tracks do run a little scant, and not packing as much punch as I would have hoped due to her great back catalog. Like, if you have not heard her first two albums, please do. They're amazing. And don't miss out on this one too. Don't let my opinion on this steer you away, because there are a display of bangers and nice ballads. So yeah, nice addition to her catalog for sure. Next, West Side Gun 10. This is the 10th and final installment of the HWH series. Didn't love this as much as side B of the 8th edition of West Side Gun series. I feel like this one definitely isn't as consistent as side B. Definitely not as ambitious, but I do feel like this album does deserve its praise due to the legendary appearances from RTJ, Blackstar, Ghostface, Raekwon, Busta Rhymes, and I do wish I had more consistency. I do wish I had more direction and as robust, but this is a solid set of tracks for sure, and a decent finish to the series, and a small W for the Griselda gang for sure, and something Griselda fans should not miss out on. Okay. Another album I want to mention is Joey Badass 2000. Not one of my favorite projects of the year, and not one of my favorites in Joey's catalog. However, that doesn't change the fact there are powerful tracks on here, like especially the tear-jerking Survivor's Guilt, where he's talking about the tragic loss of Capital Steez, then his cousin, and talking about his accolades in the game. And there are other highlights on here as well. But I do feel like, even though this album steers more in the commercial direction and not as powerful as something as American Badass or any other project he put out, I do feel this is more accessible. I do feel like this is something the Joey fans are not going to want to miss out on. So if you haven't listened to this album, please do. Next, Steve Lacy, Gemini writes, if you're looking for some sweet bedroom pop, psychedelic soul with some catchy hooks, then I think you'll enjoy this. I think you'll dig this. Now, I do feel this is better, and this is his best album so far. Definitely better than the underwhelming debut. I just wish there was more care within the mixing. I do wish the production was a little tighter, but there was emotional potency here. There was definitely more progression here, and certainly some intimate vocals too. So do not miss this one. Do not miss Steve Lacy, Gemini Writes. Another album I definitely want to recommend is Quadeca, I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. And man, this thing is a friggin' plethora of elements, of genres such as art pop, industrial, emo rap, ambient pop. Just putting me in this dreamy, eerie surrounding and really capturing the theme that it's going for. And definitely an upgrade too from his YouTube rapper days, which might steer some people away. But honestly, if you do like find yourself turning back from this, you're missing out. You're missing out because he's gotten a lot more ambitious with production, with the features. We got Thor Harris of Swans on here, Danny Brown, friggin' Sunday Service Choir. And Quadeca's production and his writing are definitely above and beyond what he's done before. And just overall, with the experimental production, the memorable hooks, a strong theme, he does form a good concept album here. So, from the perspective of a ghost. So, overall, good album. Do not miss out on this one. And I'm super excited for what Quadeca is going to come out with next, for sure. Another album I want to mention is UK new jazz fusion band The Comet is coming with their third hyperdimensional studio album, Hyperdimensional Expansion Beam. I found this album very otherworldly. I found this album to be a good set of composition, definitely some good playing over here. And if my album list wasn't pushing above 50, I would have put this on here. But I do feel like this may not be the best album in their discography, but it is one of the best that they have, if that makes sense. It's not as boundary pushing, not as wild as Shabaka's other projects, but definitely a good one, definitely a great one. And I do think it's one you should check out if you're looking for that new jazz fix. Sorry. Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4 is another good one, I want to say. Griselda's own Benny the Butcher came through some heat this year. Definitely the best project he's put out yet. Don't argue with me. And like, it has grimy production, hard-hitting bars. Definitely another gem in the Griselda catalog, for sure. Another one is Freddie Gibbs, Sold Soul Separately. Griselda's own... Griselda. Let me rewind that around. Freddie Gibbs, Sold Soul Separately. I would say this is probably his most accessible yet. I feel he's going for more of a mainstream direction here. I did enjoy this one. I do feel some features kind of faltered a bit. I don't think he really went the distance lyrically or stylistically on this one, but I still think it made for a great album in his catalog. So yeah, if you're a Freddie Gibbs fan, do not miss out on this one. Lastly, and finally, I want to mention CT's own Screamo band, Foxtails, with their album Fawn. Definitely an album any Screamo fan should not miss out on. Unfortunately, though, I didn't hear too many people talk about this. I didn't hear too much praise of this. Unfortunately, where is the CT representation? Where is it? But anyway, this is probably one of the best albums to come out of CT yet. It is a great album. I love the intense vocal performances on here, good writing, great coalescing of the strings and the visceral guitars, the shredded vocals. It's a great album. Foxtails. Fawn. Check it out. And check out all the other albums I mentioned too. Next we have worst tracks of the year, top 10 worst tracks. Stay tuned for that as list week continues. Caspa, Gothic Ghost, honorable mentions. Did you check these out? Did you love them? Did you hate them? Why? And that's it. Caspa, list week, honorable mentions. Till we meet again.